Time now for our close-ups here, and today we get a backstage tour of the easternmost city in Europe, Perm. Situated near the Ural Mountains, its cultural attractions are taking their place firmly in the limelight. As well as theater and ballet, the art scene here is a major draw for the city, with modern twists adding to its rich classical heritage. Many sense there is a real cultural revolution going on. As Peter Oliver reports, it's helping persuade young people to stay in the city rather than look elsewhere.
It's fast becoming a centre of artistic pilgrimage. The city of Perm is drawing crowds of artists thanks a lot to the influence of one man, impresario Marat Gelman.
Our main idea that Perm will be touristic center, special art tourist center for Russia, and the art will be basement for new economy for city.
Originally from Moldova, he came to prominence in Moscow, but has now turned his back on that city in favour of Perm. It's not just the art that's benefiting from Marat's influence.
Can you imagine, 2 years ago, 60% of young people from 18 to 30 won't leave Perm. Today, only 8%.
The epicentre of this cultural movement is the Contemporary Art Museum. Housed in the old River Port building, it provides a great setting for the collections on display. Marat can't take all the credit for Perm's cultural charms. Theatre and art have always thrived here, and the city's industrial heritage has always been an influence. The great Sergei Diaghilev, who created the Ballet Russe, is hailed as a son of Perm. During the Second World War, major theatre and dance companies were evacuated there. With such a rich tapestry of classical culture, is there room for the modern?
As for the prospects of development, there could be an option that modern art would expand and broaden our mentality.
The city boasts some impressive public art sponsored by the Ministry of Culture. The graffiti adorning the city's walls and buildings take on many forms, from traditional Hochlamar patterns to two of the world's best-known Homers. With such a wealth of culture already having preceded him, how does Perm's cultural guru want to be remembered 100 years after founding his artistic ashram?
Founder of new city, of course.
Perm's rich cultural heritage continues to develop and move with the times as classical art and theatre mingle with the modern here in Russia's self-proclaimed new capital of culture. I'm joined by Georgi Izakyan, the head of the Perm State Opera. Thanks very much for talking to me. Well, Perm's really emerging as a big centre of culture, of theatre and of art. Why do you think it's able to happen here in Perm as opposed to maybe the other big centres of culture in Russia like Moscow or St. Petersburg, sir?
Perm region and Perm as a city is very specific place because it's a crossroad of cultures. The tragic history as Perm as an exile gave this strange roots of a very, very modern understanding of, because a lot of people was exiled from Moscow, from St. Petersburg, from all around Russia here. Intelligentsia and scientists, artists. In the Soviet time it was the kind of the laboratory of Soviet modern opera.
What type of things are we seeing? How would you describe this, this influence of modern art, modern theatre upon classic culture?
Classic culture is always has the danger to be modified to a museum, and this melting and synergy with modern arts always gave us a possibility to stay in a classical field but very vivid. So this combination of very modern point of view on the life, on the theatre, on the art, and at the same time very classical, very deep roots and basis in education, I think gave very specific portrait of Permian culture.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Georgi. Progressive Perm, that's what we're looking at when it comes to culture here. That's it for the close-up team for now.
Peter Oliver reporting there. Now Charlotte joins us with a business update in the studio. And Russia ranks second when it comes to being most tax efficient.
Hello, yes, that's according to two new tax indices launched in recent weeks. Saudi Arabia tops the list, with Mexico coming in third. We'll have details on that later in the programme. But first,